And finally, I hear you all ask, thank God for that, we have the last of our Series 14 Monsters minifigure, and this figure is not a monster, but that doesn't matter. He is a trick-or-treater. As we can see, he's got his little pumpkin bucket for collecting treats. None came with this, it is just this as an accessory, which is fine, could have been something, but not to worry, it's a cool printed thing. But the figure is a well executed fig. He's got the mask on there, you can see the yellow eyes coming through the mask. He does have a bit of back print on the head there for the mask being tied up. But one of the standout for me is the arm print and leg print, and you can see there what looks like a Lego skeleton printing. It's a bit weird there's not leg bones going down on the leg. You'd expect that. Seems like they've missed a trick there, but there is some toe printing. Quite similar to Jason Freeney's sort of anatomy figures that he produced, even Lego versions, which is quite cool. So he's actually a surprise, not a monster, but a well designed piece nonetheless. Okay, so nearly finishing up this range of figs. One of the last but not least, or penultimate actually, I've got one more after this, is the Banshee. For those who don't know, it's not the most common of horror characters. The Banshee predicts terrible things happening to those around her, which is why she always looks so sad. She's predicting and wailing about the terrible things that are about to happen to not her victims but people around her, as I said. Poor Banshee looks so lonely. Again, we have this Ninjago ghost piece, again this time with green and clear plastic rather than the grey and clear plastic from the Spectre. With both of those, it's a bit annoying actually that the stand doesn't sit centrally on these minifig plates, but you know what, it's not the end of the world. One thing that does stand out for this though, if you can just see, not perhaps that clearly, but this hairpiece is a trans black or trans grey piece. It is semi see-through, although it is quite thick, but it does give her that sort of ghostly appearance. Bit of printing on the back, no back face printing, which wouldn't work on a headpiece anyway, but a cool little fig. No accessories with this one, if I remember rightly, but I guess she doesn't really need them, but it's still quite cool anyway. Okay, so joining us next is our man-eating plant. So basically this figure is representing a man who is literally being consumed in front of us by this giant plant. If anyone's seen Little Shop of Horrors, you can relate to how terrifying that would be. Comes with some green vines, and he does have some sort of vine printing on his legs and torso with the thorns there, which is really cool. Bit on the back as well. So it's quite a cool concept to have him literally being eaten. This piece is giant. You'll feel for that in a packet, no problems. It is cool that it looks a bit like a mouth, even though it is a plant, of course. And then that terrified expression, which again I might get another one of these figs just for that facial expression, because I like to do any zombie mocks. You're going to have people screaming. His face is going to be useful. Okay, we are rattling through now. So here we have our crazy witch. Again, it seems to be a crazy theme with this series. This witch, again, not the first witch we've had in a Lego minifigures range. We have had, again, a witch in one of the earlier figures, but I don't see any problem in kind of revisiting old figures. A lot of people won't have series 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5, 6. Might come to the party late, so won't have those figures. So it's a nice opportunity to get those figures. And this one is completely different in terms of look. She does have legs. She doesn't have a wedge piece, which I'm sort of happy about. And we do have these black and white tights above her black boots as well, which is a nice little detail. Of course, she has a broom. We'll put that to one side. And we do get a black cap. It doesn't look that happy. he's a black cat after all. He's got a bad rep, don't worry about that. So anyway, onto the figure again. Nice torso print. And I want to take the hat off so you can see, if you can, that face, which is a really cool green, and lots of detail in there. One-sided, obviously. And this hat and hairpiece, again, is going to be useful for sort of any witch figs you want to make. We'll see a witch in the Lego Dimensions range when that hits us with the Wizard of Oz witch. But good fig, again, not the greatest, but there's still lots of detail, lots to sort of make this a popular one. And that broom as well will make it easy to feel for if you want to have it, or perhaps if you want to avoid it. And here is one of the most popular, certainly the most desirable from speculation when these pictures were first come out, the zombie cheerleader. Great hairpiece with the matching green hairbands. And again, we've got those red eyes, missing tooth, but a smile. She's optimistic. She has got green pom-poms, so she does, again, fit in with Series 1 and something else's cheerleaders. So now we've got ZAM spelt out. So these guys are all cheerleaders. They're all here to please. However, our zombified version is a little bit dirty, a little bit scruffy, and perhaps not quite the fit. But she would definitely fit in with zombie high school theme or sub-theme. Again, one-sided face. Shocker. But all in all, that is a great fig, and again, a great addition to the zombie range. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I've been watching this video for 6 hours now. Hurry up, get to the good stuff. Show me the bits I want to see. I will try and hurry up, I promise. So next up we have the shock and roll Frankenstein's monster. He does come with a guitar with a little bat logo on, which is pretty cool. If you want to have Batman playing guitar, this is going to be the guitar he's going to play. Like all Frankenstein's monsters, he does have a normal face with facial details. Does actually look a bit sleepy there, but then we do have this hair piece which actually turns into a head extension. So like our previous Frankenstein's monsters, the one at the front there was from Series 4, I believe. The other two are from Monster Fighters range. He is a shade of green, causes trouble, bit of toe printing, bit more detail this time, which is always nice to see. However, he does seem to not really fit in as such because he is, I guess, a teenage version. He's in the kind of band. That's kind of the impression I get. And when we look at some of the zombies we've got later on, or zombie, maybe we get a theme that some of these figures would fit into a monster high school thing. Anyway, moving on. It's our second zombie. This time we have Zombie Pirate. So it makes sense. If you're going to make some zombies, make them zombified versions of things. This pirate is a bit random, but he kind of fits in with the whole pirate theme. Clearly, he has a sword, a hook, a peg leg, a pirate hat. This time he does have a little deceased skull and crossbones on his head. And I've just realised I might have made, yeah, the white plume on his head. You can ignore that. I found that on the floor of my basement where I make these videos, and I thought it must have fallen out of his hat. It doesn't. He doesn't come with that, but maybe it does look better. I'm going to leave it in. I like it. So we do have some nice detail on this figure. So again, a bit of leg printing, tiny bit of side printing there as well. So he does have old pirate outfits. He is, again, the second pirate, although we can't really say he's the same in the same mould as the previous pirate. He's not a zombified version of a previous fig. The patch on a different side, different facial hair, slightly different outfit as well. So I don't think he's supposed to be a zombified version of him, but again, we've got that Lego movie beard, or the beard that first appeared in the Lego movie characters. So maybe he's a reference to that. But again, we know he's definitely a zombie. Red eyes, he means trouble. So talking of our female characters who again are thrown together, maybe it's just because I have this aversion to the wedge pieces because they don't always fit as securely, but you know what, this again is a very well designed fig. Nice printing on the face, loads of detail on the body there, none on the side and back as we'd expect, but we do get this cool cape which is see-through plastic with the cobweb design and a red spider as well, which might be a useful accessory. And again, lots of detail even on the hair printing as well, so we've got a little spider and cobweb for the hair, so very Halloweeny, very sort of typical monster. We don't have any back printing on the head. Again, you'll start to see a theme here, but apart from that, going in with you know, previous entries for vampires, monster fighter vampires, or whatever, she sits nicely with those as a kind of partner in evil, whatever you want to call her.